glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the hopeful elect, house of David, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four winds of the earth. This is your brother, Yazariah Allah from Great Millstone Branch out of Chicago, bringing you another lesson in truth and sincerity. Lord's willing, is edifying to the body. And the lesson I like to bring today is there's an order to this thing, and there's men that have been set up on this earth, that are due double honors, and those are um, um, the elders, the elders, like the scripture says, and yeah, everything has its order, the military even has an order, this in this world, so how much more in Yahweh Shem Yahshua's heavenly kingdom, that is to come on this earth, So it's going to outshine anything we've ever seen before, Right now, we have an earnest of the Spirit, and the Lord has set up these men, and these men are doing the best that they could possibly do. And from the elder apostle to Har on down, these men have put this information out through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, and the elect have latched on to it, and there's other elders all over the world now, and doing the same thing, it's a beautiful thing, and there's no other men that are out here teaching this true and 100% doctrine, there's nobody out here teaching this, uh, and it's just a beautiful thing, and for them not to have get or receive double honors, it's nonsense, and we know the camps that are out there, they're not even teaching, they don't have the 100% truth, and therefore they're jealous, they have envy, they have strife, they go against the grain, and the Most High God ultimately set them up like that, purposely, it's the Most High God's perfect will, plan, and way, Um, let's grab a scripture right quick, and Lord's willing, this thing don't grab out on me. What's going on? I want to grab 1 Timothy 5:17. This thing would do this right now. 1 minute. Okay. 15 seconds. Okay, let me jump right here. Let's grab that. That's 1 Timothy 5:17. And it reads, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honors. And this is why, we honor the elders, in all of them, of course, the ones that have been laboring this thing the longest, the elder apostles, and the elder bishops, 3 decades you're talking about, 2 decades you're talking about, and there's nobody else out there on the highways and the byways, in season, out of season, whether they should preaching this thing, whether they should hear or whether they should forbear, sparing not, crying aloud, sparing not, don't with the I don't give a damn attitude. That's right, because this is to save your life, and this is not for you if you can't hear it. It's for the elect, and it's all it's going out to, But let's read that again. It says, 1 Timothy 5:17, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honors. And we know there's so-called elders in other camps that they're not ruling well, And how do we know? Because we know the 100% truth doctrine, and there's no way that you can have sex on the Sabbath, if you can see that, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you cannot do that, and it's a host of other scriptures that they go off on, and that's not just that's not what this is about. This is about the honors, and these camps, they don't give that honor back either, where it's due, So let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honors, especially they who labor in the word of doctrine. Right. in this doctrine. That's right, and that's just that's plain. That's plain. That is very plain. Verse 18: For the scriptures said, "Thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn." That's right. And the laborer is worthy of his reward. Right. Pay that man. That's right. Give honor to him, like the scripture says. Give honor to the elders. The Most High God has set them up. Yahweh Shai set these men up for this reason, and the elders in the other states, in the other all across the world right now, that are laboring in this thing, the Most High God has them there for a reason, uh, nothing happens just by happenstance, right? Let's grab another precept on that. Let's grab first Peter 5:1, and it reads, "The elders which are among you, I exhorted, who am also an elder and a witness of the suffering of Hamashiach, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed." It says, "Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you." They're feeding us, and they're feeding us this 100% truth. It says, "Take the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind." That's right. They're doing this stuff, and we are to do this stuff as willingly, and have a ready mind, to do this. That mind to having that sincere milk, being as a child, being ready to just absorb all this new information, because the scripture says we have to become as a child, right? It says we have to renew our mind, so we have to wash all the dirt and the filth that has been put in it, because this is the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So everything that we have been taught is wicked, but that ready mind, we're ready to be as a child, soak up all of this information, like the scripture says, when the older men that have come into this thing called law, Yahweh, we have to be ready to absorb this stuff. We have to become as children all over again, and listen and learn. Do more listening than speaking. Like the scripture says, when you come into the house of the Lord, keep that foot when you come in the house of the Lord. Be ready to do more listening than speaking. Roughly paraphrasing, right? But he says, feed the flock, which is being done. The Lord told Peter, "Feed my flock," 3 times, and it vexed Peter's spirit. He said, "Lord, I love you," and he said, "Feed my flock," and these men are out here feeding the flock, and they're doing the best that they can do in this captivity that we're in, and they're being guided by Yahweh Shemir Shah, by the Spirit, man. And we have great examples, we have great examples right in front of us, and we have great examples that have been before us. So we can't say there's no excuse, like the scripture says, man will make up an excuse for any occasion, roughly paraphrasing, but we have no excuses, we have the truth right before us, and through regeneration, we don't know who's who, right? But through the scriptures, we understand, these men are back, men are back. The Most High God has put men back in their places, and I'm going to get this second Ezra 1 and 38, starting 38, and it says, "And now, brother, behold, what glory, and see the people that come from the east, right? Unto whom I will give for leaders." And these are our leaders, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea, Amos, and Micah, Joel, Obadiah, Jonas, Nahum, Abeka, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord. These men are messengers of the Lord, which are angels. You know, angels are messengers, right? These men are sent by Yahweh Shem Shai, and these men are back here again. Nobody knows who's who, right? But we know they're back, you know. The scriptures tell us that, right? Scriptures constantly tells us to humble ourselves, you know, and humble. The meek and the humble shall inherit the earth, right? Let's grab 1 Peter 5 and 6. Staying at Peter, right? And it reads, humble yourself therefore under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time, you know. And that exalting, man, that's the kingdom, man. That's that exalting. That exalting is that's being taken up before men, you know, from among men, you know, before the destruction actually takes place, before you're destroyed, you know, into the chariots, man. That's that exalting, man. That exalting is Lord opening up our eyes to more of this information that we can get. You know, it's only an earnest of the truth, but to get it and to be able to withstand the wiles of the devil, right? Like the scripture says, put the whole armor on, and we want the whole armor. We're designing this sincere milk, you know, as babes, right? Let's grab that James 4 and 10, right? James 4 and 10. And it reads, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. That's right. Humble yourselves, you know. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. You know, the elders are not perfect. You know, the elders in our camps, you know, throughout the cities in the states and across the world, they're not, no one is perfect, you know. They're doing the best that they can do, you know. And we have to, you know, and we reverence these mortal men, these men that are in here, in the world, these worldly men. How much more are you going to reverence a man that's sent by the Lord, you know? A man that's standing up for the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, standing up for this gospel, defenders of the gospel, you know, foot solid in the gospel, ain't going to move. Don't care about wives, children, family, none of that stuff, you know, because that's what the Lord tells us. The scriptures tells us that, you know, he led the way. Yahweh Shai, our leader, the chief cornerstone led the way. And that's the perfect example right there we have. We have no excuse, you know. We have no excuse, you know. So, but anyway, like the scripture says, how can they, how can he learn unless some man guide me? Well, the Spirit led Peter to Peter Salakia. It was Philip to the eunuch, Ethiopian eunuch, you know, which was a Hebrew Israelite, and open up the book and start reading Isaiah. He said, "You understand what they're reading?" And the eunuch said, "How can I unless some man guide me?" And these are those men, you know, with Yahweh Shai up front, leading the way, you know, leading the way. Each man in his order, man. You know, deep water on one side and fire on another side, man. That path is straight and narrow. Point blank, period. No ifs, ands, and buts about it, man. Double honors to the apostles and elders, you know, all over, you know. All over, wherever you may be. Double honors to the men that are set up, you know. And but anyway, with that said, Lord's willing, it was edifying to the body. Like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to the elect, the house of David. Shalom, and above to this freaking place.